Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Talk with Sorintan Hore. Today we are joined by a very special person to talk about a very special institution. Let us get to know about this special institution through him. I'd like to introduce you all, Dr. Chance Raman, who is the chairman of Needy Home Ministry and Needy Home Academy. Thank you so much for joining us in this episode, Doctor.
Thank
I hope
you.
you're doing well.
Thank you. Yes, we have been looking forward for your show,
Great.
and God has granted to us today to tell a little bit about our DD Home Academy.
Great. Thank you so much once again for joining us. We believe we will be able to know more about Needy Home Academy and Needy Home Ministry through you.
I hope
So, to get it started, we would like to know how this Needy Home Academy was established, how it came about, what was the journey been so far?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. DD Home Academy started in 2004. It's 2 decades nearly.
Right.
And then this place, Needy Home Academy, is established in Mapao Zingtun, Kampokwi district, Cycle subdivision. And this Mapao Zingtun is a Tangkul, the last end of the Tangkul land, say,
Okay.
or inhabitants. And unfortunately, this place is near to Imphal, yet far away when it comes to developmental, all-round developmental.
Okay.
And these villagers, parents have to go to Sekmai, Imphal, Sanapati for their children's schooling.
Right.
They have to send them. And after I got job, me and my wife, God has given us a burden to do something for our society. And we keep coming, conducting camp and training with the children. And when we see the pathetic condition of a school in this area, both of us, we prayed. God inspired us. Why should we wait for the government?
Right.
God has blessed us so much. We are the government in the hands of God. So that way, we came and tied up with the Women's Society
Okay.
of Mapao Zingtun. Then came later village and church. And there were 50 students, only 5 teachers
Okay. When it started.
when we started.
Okay.
And it was in the cow shed like structure. And by faith, by just having a vision, we began. And I believe in wholeheartedness. I don't believe in half-hearted. So both of us are wholehearted. And some of my friends were discouraging. We are investing in the wrong place. That's not the place to start the school with. But with the full cooperation of the villagers, we started. So from class 5, it was the UJP school. So we were making use of that UJP school. And we started putting all our manpower, then upgrading 6, 7, 8, 9. So when the school was upgraded, we cannot be there for long. So with the real understanding with the villagers, we parted from that school village. And this place has been procured. This Mapao Zingtun, we have a school campus. Unfortunately, I cannot show the picture. And it is about 30 acres or so.
Okay.
And that has been procured for about 20, 30 years. All of us, 4 brothers, we pulled together.
Okay.
And they have given me, say, go ahead, the school there. So there was no road, no power supply. There was nothing. And I was a little bit crazy in the eyes of the people those days to start a school with. But when we started the school, we had a vision, we had a burden. That is, education has become really abused. It has become just like a factory to earn some money, some income. But that's not education. Education is to let our young people know the purpose of their living, the purpose of their life.
Right.
Well, the most important thing, the theme of a school is the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge.
Okay.
So we give them secular, we give them textbook knowledge. But the greatest knowledge, the greatest wisdom that a boy or a girl can get is without my creator, without the source of life, I cannot move forward. That's how Needy Home Academy is based on that.
Okay.
So we gave them moral educations. Yes, there is no pretense about teaching of the Bible doctrine, Bible teaching, but Hindus, Muslim, all welcome.
Okay.
There is no forcing. I don't believe in forcing religion. It's a freedom of choice. So we give them the moral education, and also we give them this, our textbook and syllabus.
Right. Right.
Yes, so by God's grace, with that thing we started. And our motto is, or principle of the school is, or the landmark is that first God, second others. And all the toiling, all the hard work is me and the teachers. Of course, in the beginning, it was not easy, it was difficult, but it works. So our teachers, yes, I don't know whether I'm going out of the thing, but we have 45 teachers now.
Okay. In total,
All
45.
total
Okay.
45 teachers.
Okay.
And unfortunately, due to this recent ethnic clash, the student has gone down. But still, we have 610. After 11 admission, we hope to cross 700.
Okay.
It is a residential school. And then our teachers, mostly, they stay here. And there are some science teacher from our plain Métis community, they go and come. But mostly we encourage them to stay together as a family.
Okay.
And the teachers are also given a solid orientation interview, and we tell them what is the real principle of the school. So those who are really interested to serve society, do something for the future, they will be called in to serve with us. And our principal, Them Sang Sasa, was working in the central service, Indian Council of Agricultural Research. And then when I gave him about this vision and burden, they took about a year. And they were also very much taken up to give up that job. So he's heading the institution.
Great.
And also there are some others. So that way Needy Home Academy stands for real value educations.
Right.
Now, Sorintan, no, education means like being Muslim. It was handling by the priest. Be it Hindu, it was by the gurus. Even in the early Christians missionary, they all began with education. In fact, education is sacred. It's a temple of learning.
Okay.
But when I look at the education system that the school and colleges are mustering up to earn or to give them some papers, degrees, or unfortunately, they think the children are a broiler only. In the morning tuition, evening tuition. Yes, they get educated, they get a good job, but when they're in a high position, they become a monster of a society. Why there is so much of suffering in a society? Because of these monsters only. There is no sense of serving. There is no sense of giving. Can we call them as a real educated person? Needy Home Academy was really inspired by God. And within these 2 decades, we have tested and we have experimented that the real education based on God, based on moral educations, is the surest way of educating them. That is how that's the Needy Home Academy starts.
Okay.
Yes, by God's grace, we had a real struggle because there was no proper road,
Right.
and this fixing electrical supply, and then everything, it was all this thing we have done by ourselves.
It must have been a challenging journey.
Very,
Right.
very.
Despite the fact that you and your wife are government employees, but having burden for your community,
Yes.
it's something very encouraging, and also it's been a very challenging and motivating path journey for your family as well. We really appreciate the objective and vision you have for this particular institution and for the community as well. So just to be clear, Needy Home Academy is till the higher secondary level, till 12, and that this is a multi-community institution. We have students and teachers from every part of the Manipur, if I get it right.
Yes.
Great, good to know. So people have been asking us, why is it called Needy Home Academy? Why do we need to put such a name to a school's name? I mean, to an institution. Is there any reason behind this?
Thank you very much for this question. Let me go back about the background a little bit.
Sure.
Otherwise, I will not be able to do justice on your question.
All right.
Well, after I got married, it was in 1982. And both of us were lecturers by then. Now they call us associate professors. There, I encounter reality. I encounter God in a very personal way. Because after a marriage, holy marriage, of course, but full of differences and fight among us. When we go outside, honey, honey, darling, darling. When we come home, so funny. So, but I said, what is the reason? I was born and brought up in a pastor family. Much prayer, much blessing from God. But when I went to university in Delhi, I also went for research in Jawaharlal Nehru University, though I could not complete. There, I completely forgot my source. Shamelessly, I stopped praying. I even questioned the existence of God. But after I got married, I was really cornered from various angles. Differences with my wife. And suddenly I wanted to be rich. I started borrowing money, invested that money to some other project, and that man left, so I was indebted. And all these things. Then I said, what is the cause? What is the reason? When you're so helpless, either you commit suicide or go to God. I really wanted to end my life. That's the time that I studied, where is the true living God? I was introduced to a small praying group. There, a man of God, very powerful. He said, be sure your sin will find you out. Sin will catch you. Then, like a film, the whole background of my fooling around in university days, receiving so much of blessing from God, even questioning about the existence of God, and all that thought, and lived a reckless life. Bible says your body is the temple of God. I defiled the temple of God. That's the time that I really humbled myself. And the Spirit of God led me to deep humbling and repentance. And I began to read the Bible there. And unknowingly, like a small kid, I used to shed tears. I began to shed tears. Then the Spirit of God led me to go and say sorry to my wife, whom I have oppressed, tortured. Very funny. I had a lava, I am a man mentality. That really made me so sorry. So, and she was so also happy. And then she also encountered God in a very special way. Then our honeymoon begins there, not right after marriage. There, the Spirit of God has blessed us so much. there are many people who are not privileged education-wise, social, so many. So what shall we do? So after praying, we have decided to do something for our society.
Okay.
And that's how this Needy Home Academy was born. And we have decided where to invest. We have few children with us, about 70 or 100. We take care of them. Those
Okay.
we don't call them orphan. We call them a special children. So we call them. And again now, to look for school fees for these 70s, it's a huge amount. Then this Mapao, there is such a need we have started. Then why don't you enlarge again for this special children? And there comes the economic, that come resources. So whatever we have, whatever we earn, we will invest it. So since then, our income, our monthly income, we invested. Oh, we have this thing, yes, in this Needy Home Academy school. And that way, it is a joy of giving. This is a joy of building. And when we are giving out, it is infectious. Even the teachers,
Right.
they were also moved, they also touched. So, we don't give more, we don't give high salary to teachers. But for their stay, for their everything we give them, for education is free, but we don't give high salary. But we give them the satisfaction of serving. Yeah, I know I don't know I'm going, what was your question? But we have a passion, we have a calling.
Right.
So whatever the little that we have investing here. Now, the most important questions which I want to answer. We call it Needy Home Academy. We are all needy. We need God. We need wisdom. That's why we name it Needy.
Okay.
And when people don't have a sense of need, I need you, you need me. We all need one another. So the first thing is needy. When people say that I'm sub-janta, oh, I have everything, I know everything, that mentality, we said, we need one another, so that's a needy. But the most important thing, we put home. Home is why we put home in academic, or we are dreaming for excellence. Why we put home? Because I have a home for special children. Moreover, many children don't have a real spirit of father, mother, son, daughter. That home environment is missing.
Okay.
And I always say, many educated or many learned or the scholar, they don't know how to build their homes. When, let us say, we call it a big shot or a person who is in the social standing, when he or she does not know how to build home, how can they build a society? But we give the power, the responsibility to the people who does not know how to build their home. That's one of the main things that we really want them to. So how do we build? How do we really educate at this? We tell them, home is next to heaven. This is a big home. In this Needy Home Academy, there is no Meitei, there is no Kuki, there is no Naga. We have Nepali here, we have Tripuri, we have Assamese from Guwahati, we have Arunachalis. And except Faizol, all the districts of Manipur state, students are studying here.
Okay.
We didn't purposefully go for recruiting. Almighty did it. So when we are composed with various background, various community background, our vision, our burden can really be executed also.
Right.
And again, in every institutions, there is partiality. There is majority, minority. That we try our best to detox, or I don't know is the right word, extract out all that thing. That we are all created in the image of God. That's one of the highest education and knowledge.
Okay.
So that's why we call it needy home.
Okay.
And then we don't let them have pocket money. If you want pocket money, put it in the hands of the warden. Okay, we have canteen. And we don't let them have so many clothes. They change a lot of some rich children, but we give them uniform, 2-3 uniforms, tracksuit, their main, this, that, t-shirt, and then the color dress 3-4 enough. With money, homes has been divided, rich and poor. So education is all around. So in this Needy Home Academy, what we want to give them is that sharing one another, and that we are all from the same background of God and humanity. And rich and poor will be there. Rich and poor are needed, but not always. So that's a real education. That's why we call it, this is Needy Home
Right.
Academy.
Okay.
And by God's grace, one of our girls, she went to combat, she was here for 9 years, I don't know, she went for 11 and 12. And when she went there, she was so strange. Because she was brought up from this thing. So strange. And her friends are saying, why you are friendly to everyone? People, why you are not differentiating this? And she finds it so strange. She comes back and tells me. Then I was so happy. And they all call me uncle. Daddy sometimes. Of course, the principal, not uncle. Okay, sir. But to me and my wife, and we gave them this family environment. There are many children. My daddy came back drunk. My mother, father, they used to fight. And when daddy comes home, we used to go beneath the bed, pamung makan. There was my role to be a father. We counsel them and give them security. I wouldn't say all of them, but to many of my students, we try to touch one by one.
Okay.
And comfort them. And most of them have a psychological problem because their homes are so broken. Though they have father, mother, and many are this thing, my mother left us. My father left us. Terrible family problems we're facing. But I'm really grateful to God. It is not our strength, but the vision that God has given to us. Our children will be watching this wherever they may. This is the 12th, 14 metric batch.
Right.
They'll be listening to your show. They will know that we have been a father to them, a mother to them. And I told teachers, and they have committed themselves that there's no partiality. And we have to touch them. And when we comfort and when they have security, they're much better in their learning.
Right.
Much better in concentration. There are some parents, they don't even come and visit
Okay.
on the visiting day. How painful it is. So we try our best to comfort them.
Okay.
So that's why we call Needy Home Academy. And in the beginning, some teachers, since they did not understand the real vision, and some of the parents said, you're too much on moral, too much on moral. I said, once moral is okay, education will come up. So we did not have a good result. But last 2-3 years, and as we are taking up the step, we are getting up properly, the result was very good.
Okay.
12, it was 100%.
Past person.
past person.
Okay.
And by God's grace, one of the students top in our district,
Okay. Kampopi district.
Kaupopi district.
Okay.
So, yeah,
That's great news.
yeah, and we had metric. We had 49 of them. They appeared. 43 first class, and distinction and letters. So result wise, if this is right, if this is right,
Right.
if you have that home, that sense of security, then education will automatically come.
Right.
There are so many bad background, weak in studies. How they are coming up? When they have that environment home, when they have that security, when they know that they are loved and concerned. That's the real education that we are trying to really, I would say, if I say this, people may really say, how can you say that? This is different from other schools, unique from other schools,
Right.
because this is home.
Right.
Get me?
Okay. So you have coined this in a very a special way, and then through your upbringing, your life experience,
Yeah.
everything is coming to place now.
Yes.
And then yes, I've realized it's indeed a special institution, not just a special name, but special institution. And then the result is proving it.
Yeah.
And yeah, the type of environment you have here, it's very refreshing, very lively, it's very homely as well. In terms of security or whatever it may be. So you have mentioned something about very different from the rest of the institutions. So my next question would be, how is it different from the rest of the institution, not just as a home, but in terms of imparting quality education? Because students are here to get educated as well.
Yeah.
So quality education is the ultimate goal of every institution. So how is this institution, how is Nidhi Home Academy different from the rest of the schools in terms of imparting quality education?
Okay, but not be to the point, but which I want to tell to our audience about different from others. There is always profit oriented in any institutions, because you are investing, you are getting it. But here, the profit consideration is never taken
Okay.
into consideration. It is no loss. Okay, no, it is, yes, it is no loss, no gain. Okay?
Okay.
But we are investing so much, because these children needs infrastructure. They need all the modern amenities, whatever it may be. So we're trying our best to. And in other schools and colleges, yes, they take the help of the government. But I was telling our workers, we have about 20 families.
Okay.
They build, even whatever building you see, we take some expert from outside. Mostly it is built by our worker who stays here.
Okay. So they're employees of this institution?
Employee of this institute.
Okay.
There is something different, unique than others. So their children are taken care by the school. So they have a sense of belonging. This is my school. We don't let them feel that you're working under me, under someone. There is something unique.
Okay.
So, again to the parents, when they are really in great difficulty, stress, I have a proper interview. Then we take care of them for 1 year, 2 years. Free education. And when you have given. So, of course, some parents take advantage of that have to, they misuse, abuse that room, that opportunity. So that is something we are not on money, but we are trying to serve.
Okay.
Well, I'm not challenging Catholics. Catholics are doing excellent job in educational field.
Right.
They have built so many institutions. Many big shots, say bureaucrats, are all the byproduct of these institutions. Well, I am from Protestant. I am from Baptist. I am so grateful for the great missionary, those who have really imparted so much of education to us. But when it comes to the Protestant point of view, there are schools and colleges who truly worship God, not going through any via, are not really spending money or resources for this education. That is something, one of the challenge. If we say that Jesus who have given us everything, who have died for us everything, and if we are not giving out for our society, there is something spiritual angle on that's something little bit different. The next point which I will say that different from others is whoever comes to this school, be from tribal or from the plain area, they will have a sense of belonging. They will not find it alienated. Every children, if I say every, statistics maybe 2, 3 may be there, or some 10% may be there, but 90% of them, by God's grace, they know that this is their school. This we are trying to create that environment. When they don't enjoy studying, when they don't enjoy learning, then they can't learn also. There's one thing I will say that it is different from others. And one of the, new education policies everywhere, but we have bakery of around. We don't buy from outside.
Okay.
And the children are trained there. They get some sort of training by themselves.
Okay.
And we are going for barber shop, we are going for this, we are going for that, we are starting. And that will be all manned by students. We give them some sort of allowances and we let them work. And the dignity of labor.
Right.
Some boys are like Maharaja, they don't do anything. But we let them dirty their hands.
Right.
This is one of something. And they all eat together.
Okay.
Of course, every hostel eat together. But we make it a point that they all share. And then they don't study inside, but we all make them a dorm. Studying together is very healthy. Some parents complain that, they want some isolation or privacy and things like that. But when they're used to this sort of dorm study also, so yes, everyone has his own uniqueness in its institution. But if you have asked me what is the uniqueness about these institutions, and one of the aims, dreams that we have been building, or we have been really aiming is, we want our neighboring state students to come.
Okay.
And all the community should come.
Okay. I'd like to come to that in the later part.
Okay,
and it is encouraging to see that good things are happening here, especially the self-reliance part.
Yeah.
Not depending on others, in the able to understand the dignity of labor, everything, which I think these are all part of education. Education for me is not just about studying what is written in the textbook. So being pragmatic and teaching the students which adds value to their life.
Yeah.
That is something which most of the institutions nowadays lack. And then those institutions are focused mainly on commercial model, I mean, in my opinion. So good things are happening here, and it's very encouraging and motivating. And I believe more students would come here for sure if they're really looking forward to, bring up educated children. All right, so my next question would be, what are the facilities and amenities available in this particular institution? For example, you have mentioned earlier that this is a residential school. What about the infrastructure here? What is different? What is lively? What is something which a student can enjoy here? What are the amenities available?
We are a long way to go.
Okay.
As far as possible, we try to give what is needed. Music field. We are very particular about music.
Okay.
And our music director is trained from outside, and they are doing very well. And many students, especially from our hill areas, are so much attracted to this music.
Right.
And guitar, piano, and so this thing. And then, of course, sports. Our people are so much talented in sports. We have not been able to tap them properly. But you can see 2 playgrounds. If you go around with the campus, you'll see two grounds, and we give so much of not only study, but playing, and all this sort of exercise is so much needed. And one thing that we focus so much about the special privilege or special building up the students is we give them stays as much as possible. We have literally met. We have this camp, that camp, so many activities. As far as possible, our teachers, wardens will tap. Then this is good in speaking, good in acting. So acting, we call it skit drama, is twice in a week or once in a week. And then they are given to speak with literary meet. So this is one thing we try up. It's not easy to make them all to stand, but there is a way to make them as far as possible. So one thing unique about Needy Home Academy, if they stay here 3-4 years, you give them any stays. That is the difference about these things.
Okay.
And so we try our best to give them a thing. And we emphasize so much of moral education. What is moral education means? We let them really pray to God. We try our best to let them encounter God in a very personal way. And when the boy or girls encounter God, Christ in a very personal way, the way they talk to their parents, talk to Papa, Mommy, very sorry. You know, I get so much of great news from parents. Oh, sir, my son has changed. My daughter has changed. Because we invest so much of it, as I told you, home. That relationship, and also counsel them. So I think that is one of the facilities that they get, and hardly they will not get from others. So facilities, why, along with sports we are giving, music we are giving, and as much as possible, we'll let them speak to us also, give them room. You know, when they go home for holidays, after coming back, personally, I and some teacher, but I really love to do that. I said, come and give your holiday report. Open. Very interesting. Very interesting. So there is something unique. And we have a very good feedback from parents that during holidays, our children really help us. You know, roaming around. Unfortunately, I want to touch this point. When they go home, many of them go back to the gutter of their mobile addiction. But some they overcome. So when you talk about facilities, okay, this may not be infrastructural thing, but this is what we do it by ourselves.
Yeah.
And this is something different from others.
Okay.
So parents will be the witness, children will be the witness. So that is what we are trying to impart to them. They're trying to give to them as much as possible.
Okay. Good to know. So many good things are happening in this particular institution. And for me, in fact, this is the first time I'm hearing of this institution, this particular school. But then I believe and I'm really looking forward to the growth of this institution. And I believe it will keep on growing.
Thank you.
And yeah, the particular vision and objective you have for this particular institution is the need of the hour, I would like to say, because this is lacking in almost all the institutions. So I wish this Needy Home Academy the very best. But just before we wind up, I would like you to pour out from your heart. For example, you were mentioning about your desire, your desire for the other students from other states to come here, and also from the other districts as well. Of course, just before we go there, if you have something else to mention, the challenges part. Yes, please do so.
So
The challenges of
I
running
must tell you
institution.
some challenges, okay?
Okay.
I told you already half that it was nothing from the scratch we started. And when we dirty our hands, even the blessing, the government work start following. But we have not taken any scheme from the government.
Okay.
But now I'll open the door.
Hmm.
But this is for the government, this is for the society. If they come and help us, we will be really grateful.
Okay.
Okay? But here the challenges is that because in outskirt, no proper road. And during ethnic this communal tension, the nearby a school, they were full of bunkers. That was really threatening, that was really challenging. Then the students, 2-3 years back, the students did not want to come, parents did not want to come. And the parents used to say, when our children come inside, manung na lakradi, okay. But the foothill that we have to bring our children, we are really afraid. So we call them one by one. See, we don't want new student, old student we want to continue. So to contain students during that ethnic class was a big challenge. But the trust that they have, out of 800, 600 of them, they came back. That was a victory. And, during COVID time, all the schools were closed. Whereas ours is a residential. Children of the teachers are here. And our home, I told you, our special children homes. So many of them are here. So we said we'll run the school. But the government order after another order that you can have to close down. I say ours is different. So when we started running the school, I have a call from police officer. I said, come and see. This is a residential. However, sir, you cannot do that thing. But somehow, like Jacob and Moses' mother, we have to say no to the king's order. We continue with the school. And then, during that COVID time, mass students were affected with COVID. I did not know what to do. And we all cry out to God, and we have a godly doctor. He said, give medicine to everyone in your campus. Where will get the money? Where will get that medicine? There was no other go. We gave medicine to everyone. None of them were attacked, died. So that was one of the big challenges.
Okay.
And Manipur is a land of bun. I call it Banpur only. Full of bun.
Right.
And rice is so expensive. So to fight for rice was not easy. And somehow that is one of the challenges. One of the biggest challenges that I want to tell you is that when we went for affiliation of the school, starting from class 8, 10, 11, 12, we said we will go for righteousness. And it seems everywhere so terribly dirty. For small thing, in education department, you have to grease. And one friend of mine gave me a good counsel. Chance, in Manipur, either you bulldoze or you grease. I said, I'll bulldoze.
And it was successful.
I'll bulldoze it.
Okay.
For affiliation, people go for 1 year. At the most 6 months. For us, it took 2 years, 3 years. They call it Manipuri kangthak. No, you all say dry only. I don't have money. Even if I have also, I don't want to give. I wish some of the officers whom have helped us listen to this. So
Hopefully it reaches to them.
yeah, Richard, they were kind enough. Special director. I said, sir, I don't have. Even if I have also, I will not give. This is the thing. Okay. But there are so many hurdles. And we stood our ground. So by the sheer grace of God, even in the board, in the council, even directorate, secretariat, bulldozing by God's grace. And it was successfully done. So our school and council authority, they trusted us. That they have given us self-center, class 10 also, and 12 also. So it's a battle only. And it's a battle. I will not say that, but there are many righteous, there are many good officers only,
Okay.
provided we explain to them nicely. But the general perception is that if you have to move a file, you have to beg and give some money. So that was one of the biggest challenges that we had. So we have to bulldoze it, and those who have, wherever our file cross, I hope they will still remember us. And they were a great help to us. So
It's good to know that you stood by your ground and you did not compromise. And being the chairman of the institution, you're living it by example. That's the best part. I mean, letting the teachers teach the children about morality, and if you involved in indulge in such an activity, then it would have been the opposite way. So it's good to know that you have been a good role model to the students and to the institution. Right. So to conclude it, I would like you to appeal or give out a message to the people, to all the viewers, especially you have mentioned about students, your desire for them to come from another state, from other districts. Anyone interested to come to this particular institution, do you have any message for them?
yes, this is the message which I want to appeal to all the students. Our class 11 Arts and Science, the last date is on 21st. So hurry up. I always say, and my colleagues, my staff used to really laugh, and they used to really say, what the way that you are thinking? I said, you come, you will not regret. You will receive blessing. This is a home. This is a second home. We'll take care of you. And then from the neighboring states, because of the present Manipur political scenario, it's very hard to appeal. But you know, the magnet, when the iron pieces come, you will just get stick up to the magnet. And when the sunlight, the plant will all turn to the sunlight. So if at all we do well, if we are faithful to our vision, I know all the students and those who are listening, you will come and take a part, you will come and partake with us.
Right.
This is not my job. This is God-given vision. And this is a collective. I want even the Manipur government, India government, whatever overground or underground, whatever, this is the institution for the society, for all of us. And my account, what we are transacting, it is very transparent. It is very transparent. There is no dubious account about it. Even our account section. So we are trying to set a model school. So why don't you come?
Right.
And be a part of it.
Yes.
So we'll grow together.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Chan Shraman. It's been a very enlightening and an enriching discussion. Like I said earlier, it's been the first time for me as well to encounter with your institution, but getting to know more about it. If I could have a chance, I would have studied here. It's been a very special conversation, getting to know the ins and outs, and especially the facilities provided here, the infrastructure, and also the activities done here. I think it's the need of the hour, which can be replicated by almost all the institutions. So thank you so much for taking care of such an institution. Thank you for establishing an institution with the morality as the priority, keeping God as the priority. Thank you so much. I wish your institution the best of luck.
It's my pleasure talking to you. I've been longing to have interview with you.
Yes.
Today the Lord has brought.
Thank you.
Thank you so
much. It's a day made by God, and we eventually met. Hopefully we can have this kind of fruitful conversation in the days to come as well.
Sure.
Thank you so much. And also to all the viewers, thank you for joining us once again. It's been a very enriching conversation. We have gotten to know what Needy Home Academy is, what it provides, and how it is educating the children. Many has been said, But only if you come here, you'll be able to witness it.
That's it.
You'll be able to experience it. So if you're interested, call up the chairman, the principal, or the staffs and enroll here. And your students, your children will be educated in the way you want them to be. And also, the most important part is the morality, the spirituality which the institution imparts to the students, not just the quality of education, but their overall development. And the institution is doing their best to make sure that they give their best out of, they bring out the best out of the children, which is, I think, priority, which is the longing of all the parents. So to all the teachers, the students, and the workers, the employees of Needy Home Academy, thank you for what you are doing. We wish you the best. And to all the interested parents and the teachers, kindly walk in and then make sure your children studies here and be brought up in the way that you want them to be. Thank you all so much for joining us. See you in the next episode.